Can
KG.
Can I ask Mina and Alice this question? With the changes that we're looking to make, do you lot trust Ruben now? Because he's going to be given a team. He's going to be assembling a team in his own image with all these players apparently leaving. Do you think he can actually turn it around and make us better for next season? And how high do you reckon he could take us?
Oh, I've got mixed thoughts, to be honest, because like for me, Ruben Amorim deserves a window. Like there's no doubt in my mind, he deserves a window. He deserves a summer. I feel like the only way it's going to work is full reset. We've got to look up when he came into Sporting. I think he got like 10 players out, 8 players in, won the league the next season. Obviously, that's not going to happen. We're not going to win the league next season. It's probably just about stabilising. Can we get back in that top 6? Can we look like a team that can push on the following season? I look at a lot of the games this season and I think, am I fully convinced by the system? Not 100%. Do I think he got outdone by Ange tactically in the final? Yes. But then I also look at many games when I actually thought both games against Forest, we did enough to win in those games, but we have Højlund up top and Onana in goal. And that is a consistent problem. And I think there's definitely a lack of quality in attack. I've got to take into account that he lost Xerxes, and Xerxes was our best attacker at the time he got injured. He lost Ahmad. Obviously, Rashford and Anthony didn't get replaced. We weren't scoring goals. I think defensively we're better under Amorim. I think it's going forward, and you've got to look at the players we're missing. So I'm very much in this mindset of let's just give Amorim who he wants this summer, get out who he needs to get out, get in who he wants to get in, because I feel like that's all we can do at this point because we've done so much and it's failed. I think we need that reset. There is a part of me that's going, is Mina going to work long term under Amorim? Like getting rid of Garnacho. Once if we get a manager in next season that plays a 4-3-3 and Amorim doesn't work out, there's a lot of concerns. We haven't been good since Amorim has come in, and I'm not 100% convinced, but I feel like we've got to trust in Ineos' plan in the sense of they never got the guy they wanted in the summer. This is the guy they want. We've almost got to sort of put our trust in they have a plan. That's sort of how I am. But look, if this time next year we are crap, I think it's going to have to change if we've had a good summer. But yeah, concerns, but I think it's what we've got to do.
I don't really trust Ineos because they met with Amorim in the summer last year and then decided he wasn't the guy for the job and then still gave him the job a few months later. So I don't really trust their decision making, but I agree with some parts with what Alice said. One thing I will say about Amorim and just Ineos in general is that as long as United are buying players to play at Manchester United for long term rather than specifically for the now, then I can get behind their transfer window. If they are buying players with specific skill sets that Ruben Amorim wants, that's not really what I think should be the way that Manchester United should go. And when they gave Ruben Amorim a 2.5-year contract, for me, that kind of solidified the idea that they don't really trust in his vision, but they want to give him an opportunity to see if he can steady the ship and then maybe find a new kind of captain to lead it in the future. Do I think he's going to turn it around? No, I don't. I actually unfortunately don't. But I'm happy to eat my words if he adjusts. I think the biggest thing that I have is that I don't like the idea of this back three, mainly because what we've seen in the last 6 months wasn't really a back three, it was actually a back five. But if he's able to get in the number of players that he needs and he's able to play, with the wing backs and whatnot, and it's more so a back three rather than the back five that we've seen over the last 6 months, and he can get, regular results. I said this months ago, I didn't want to see Man United in Europe. I feel like I should be careful with what I put out because it's getting accepted every single time. But I don't. Yeah. I want to see Amorim with 1 game a week, your bread and butter, Premier League, cup games, adjust how you need to. And I just want to see results in the Premier League. Like I'm happy to watch United for the next season where we're not competing on all fronts. We're not competing in Europe. If we are getting results in the Premier League and we're playing a lot better, then I think as fans, naturally, we'll be able to get behind that. And there'll be a bit more faith instilled in the manager. But I'm not really looking at Amorim. I'm looking at Ineos because the chef is only as good as the ingredients he has in the kitchen. And if Ineos are going to provide him with the best of the ingredients that he can tweak in game, where if he's not playing with a back three or a back five and he needs to alternate tactically, etc., if they're providing him with those ingredients and he's failing to deliver, then I think it's all eyes on Amorim. But right now I think the eyes are on Ineos as much as it's on Amorim.
I'll say this, man, if we can change the goalkeeper and bring in a a half decent striker like Mateta